Good afternoon, dear students. In previous lecture, we have studied differentiation between law and ethics. We have tried to understand the meaning of the terms law and ethics, then code of pharmaceutical ethics, and the first subtopic, that is pharmacist in relation to his job. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study the code of ethics formulated by Pharmacy Council of India in relation to his trade, in relation to his profession, and in relation to his medical profession. In that, the first one, pharmacist in relation to his trade. The first point, that is price structure. A pharmacist who is dispensing or who is selling drugs and medicinal preparation to the customers should charge a fair prices. Unduly taxing should be avoided by a pharmacist. ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही ड्रग्स आणि मेडिसिन्स पेशंटला सप्लाय करतायत किंवा पेशंटला सेल करतायत, the retail price of that medicine should be fair. You should not unduly tax the patient or tax the purchaser for purchasing the drugs or medicines. Second point, fair trade practice. In that, a pharmacist should not try to capture the business of a fellow pharmacist by cutthroat competition. Now, cutthroat competition means selling the drugs at a cheaper rate or providing discounts to the patient than the fellow pharmacist. That is called as cutthroat competition. Suppose in your premises there is already a medical shop. After completing your diploma in pharmacy, you have started another medical shop in the same premises. Then you should sell the medicines at the specified prices only. You should not have a competition with a fellow pharmacist to increase the sale of your drugs and medicines by providing prices, gifts, discounts, knowingly charging lower prices for the medicines and commodities than your fellow pharmacist, because that is going to implement a cutthroat competition. And this cutthroat competition is not beneficial for you as well as your colleague also. You should not try to copy the labels, trademarks, signs and symbols of other pharmacists. A prescription which is to be served by your colleague and by accidentally it is brought to your dispensary or to your premises, you should direct the patient to the correct place, or you should provide the direction that such medicine should be purchased from such and such medical shop. That is fair trade practice. Third one, that is hawking of drugs. माझ्या मते आपण सगळे आतापर्यंत गावात भाजी घ्यायला कधी ना कधी गेलो असेल किंवा बस स्टँडला तर नक्कीच गेले असाल तुम्ही. बस स्टँडला तुम्ही बघितलं असेल की काही गुड्स सेल करण्यासाठी दे आर कंटिन्युअसली शाउटिंग, टेक दिस मेडिसिन, टेक दिस गुड्स, there are 10 rupees for 3, 10 rupees for 2, etc. What is that? That is your called as hawking of drugs. Such kind of practice is not permissible in our profession. Hawking of drugs should not be encouraged, or there should not be any attempt to collect the orders of drugs by going door to door. Self-service of method should not be encouraged in a pharmacy or drugstore, because self-service method is going to encouraged सेल्फ सर्व्हिस मेथड मध्ये काय होईल, आपण जसं मॉल मध्ये जातो, मॉल मध्ये गेल्यानंतर आपण काय करतो, आपल्याला ज्या रिक्वायर्ड गुड्स आहेत आपण कलेक्ट करतो, देन वी कम टू द बिलिंग काउंटर, वी पे द बिल अँड गो टू आवर होम. If the same practice is implemented in case of your pharmacy profession, what will happen? Whether it is going to benefit the patient or it is going to against the patient? Yes, no doubt, it is not going to benefit the patient, because this practice where distribution of therapeutic substances which are without supervision of an registered pharmacist or qualified person will encourage self-medication, and it is going to be highly undesirable method of practicing drugs or practicing your pharmacy profession. Fourth point, purchase of drugs. Drugs should always be purchased from genuine and reputable sources with duly licensed. तुम्ही जेव्हा ड्रग्स किंवा मेडिसिन्स परचेस करतायत, whether you are purchasing it from a stockist or whether you are purchasing it directly from a manufacturer, that wholesaler, stockist, manufacturer should be genuine one. It should have his own reputation into the market, and he should have a approved license provided by Food and Drug Administration of the respective state, that is purchase of drugs. Last, advertisement and displays. Now in the previous chapter, that is Drugs and Magic Remedies Act 1954, we have studied prohibited advertisement and exempted advertisement. In case of pharmacies should not display any material, anything on his premises or elsewhere like newspaper, radio or television in connection with the sale of the drugs or medical appliances to the public, which is in undignified style or which contains an objectionable matter. That is your PCI, that is ethics in relation to his trade, that we have studied in 5 points. First one was price structure, fair trade practice, hawking of drugs, purchase of drugs, and last one, that is your advertisement and display. The next, pharmacist in relation to medical profession, that how should be a behavior of a pharmacist when he is coming in contact with the persons of medical profession like doctors, nurses, etc. First point, limitation of professional activities. Now a pharmacy profession has certain limitations. A pharmacy cannot do the diagnosis of disease or disorder. Diagnosis of disease and disorder, this responsibility has been given to the persons of medical profession. Pharmacists can only dispense the drugs against that disease or disorder. That is the limitation of our professional activity. Therefore, ethics says that pharmacists should not do the practice, or means do not start medical practice. Medical practice means that is of diagnosis, diseases or disorder, and prescribing medicines against that diseases or disorders. Pharmacists should not do the practice of diagnosis, diseases or disorders, and according to that he should not dispense the drugs to the patient or to the customers. Okay, if there is an emergency, then pharmacists can render the first aid to the patient. In case of emergency, ethics says that okay, at such situation or in emergency cases, pharmacist can give the first aid to the victim. Pharmacist should not recommend any particular medical practitioner to the patient unless the patient has asked about it. That is limitation of professional activities. Next one, clandestine arrangement. Clandestine means it is a secret arrangement or secret agreement that we call as clandestine arrangements. Pharmacists should not have a secret contract with a physician or with a registered medical practitioner for recommending his drugstore or for recommending his shop by providing any sort of commission, advantage, price, gift to the physicians. Ethics says that a pharmacist should not have a secret arrangement with a physician so that physician will recommend your premises or your retail premises to the patient. For that you may provide gifts, you may provide discounts, you may provide commissions or any advantage to the. These are not allowed as per code of pharmaceutical ethics that we call as clandestine arrangements. Third, liaison between medical profession and public. The word that is liaison means a link. He is a middleman who is working between medical profession and a public. दोघांच्या मध्ये एका साइडला मेडिकल प्रोफेशन आहे, एका साइडला दॅट इज युअर पब्लिक और पेशंट. या दोघांच्या मध्ये कोण आहे? दॅट इज युअर फार्मासिस्ट हु इज providing directions to the medical profession, advising to the medical profession related to the drugs, as well as is advising to the patient related to the drugs. Therefore, it is called as a liaison between medical profession and public. Pharmacists should always be in touch with modern developments, advancements in the science by regularly reading journals, periodicals, newspapers, magazines, etc. फार्मसी प्रोफेशन मध्ये जे काही मॉडर्न डेव्हलपमेंट्स होत आहेत, अपडेशन्स ज्याला आपण म्हणतो, अपग्रेडेशन जे काही होत आहे, फार्मसी शुड ऑलवेज हॅव दॅट नॉलेज. ते नॉलेज कसं मिळेल? बाय रीडिंग जर्नल्स, न्यूजपेपर्स, मॅगझिन्स एक्सेट्रा. आता आपल्या लायब्ररीमध्ये दरवर्षी जर्नल्स येतात, मॅगझिन्स येतात, न्यूजपेपर्स येतात. तुमच्यापैकी किती जणांनी आतापर्यंत मॅगझिन्स वाचलेत, फार्मसीचं न्यूजपेपर वाचले? I think none of you have read them. You should always read that journals, magazines, so that you may or you should always have up-to-date knowledge of your pharmacy profession. कारण की जोपर्यंत तुम्हाला up-to-date knowledge नसेल, you will not be able to advise the doctor. You may not be able to advise the patient. Therefore, you should have a up-to-date knowledge, or you should be in such a position that you can easily advise the physician as well as you should advise the patient. Whatever information which has been obtained by a pharmacist, that information should not be disclosed or should not be provided to the third person or to any other person unless it has been forced by the law to provide that information. ज्यावेळेस आपण मेडिकल शॉप रन करतो, at that time maximum times by reading a prescription we can easily say that the patient is suffering from such and such disease or disorder. That means you have obtained that information. That information should not be provided to the other persons, that is pharmacist. How you should behave with the medical profession, what are the ethics should be followed by a pharmacist when he is dealing with the persons of medical profession, that we have studied in 3 points, that is limitation of professional activities, clandestine arrangements, and a link between medical profession and public. Last one, that is pharmacist in relation to his profession, that is in relation to his own profession. First one, professional vigilance. Pharmacists should always observe and follow the law and ethics to maintain the standard of the profession. जर फार्मसिस्ट स्वतः फार्मास्युटिकल इथिक्स फॉलो करत नसेल, तो स्वतः जर रूल्स अँड रेग्युलेशन जर फॉलो करत नसेल, whether it will be able to maintain the standard of our profession? No doubt the standard of profession is going to be decreased day by day. Therefore he should always follow the rules and regulations. He should follow the ethical principles formulated by Pharmacy Council of India. He should always help or provide a cooperation to the colleagues, to the fellow pharmacists whenever there is a need, whether it is a scientific need, technical need, etc. He should try to weed out means he should try to remove the corrupt or dishonest conduct of the member of his profession, so that it will be easier to maintain the standard of our pharmacy profession. जे लोक dishonest आहेत, corrupt आहेत, then he should try to remove such dishonest and corrupt persons from the pharmacy profession, ज्याच्यामुळे आपल्या pharmacy professionचं status should be properly maintained. Second point, law abiding citizens. Pharmacists should always have the knowledge of the laws enacted by the state and central government. He should have a detailed knowledge about the laws or the enactments in relation to the topics like food, drug, pharmacy, pharmaceutical education, health, sanitation, etc. जेवढे rules and regulations आहेत, which has been framed either by the state government or by the central government, it can be in relation to drugs, food, pharmacy, pharmacy education, health, sanitization, all that rules and regulations the pharmacist should have the knowledge of these rules and regulations framed in relation to this all the subjects. Third one, relationship with professional organizations. What is the third point? Relationship with professional organizations. He should have up-to-date knowledge of the professional matters. He should associate or cooperate himself with pharmaceutical organizations like IPI, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, IPCA, that is Indian Pharmaceutical Congress Association, AHPA, Indian Hospital Pharmacists Association, IPGA, Indian Pharmacy Graduates Association, etc. He should work with this pharmaceutical organization. Why should work with these organizations? So that he will have up-to-date knowledge, or he can upgrade his knowledge with your pharmacy profession. And last point, that is decorum and propriety. Pharmacists should always refrain from doing all such acts and deals which are not in consonance with the decorum and propriety of pharmaceutical profession, which are likely to bring discredit to the profession or to the himself. These are the 3 points, that is professional vigilance, law abiding citizens, relationship with professional organizations, decorum and proprietary. Here we complete your chapter, that is Code of Pharmaceutical Ethics. Thank you.